So this is supposed to be for yesterday. Um, After what happened with work cover, and it happened to be postponed for until the 4th of December. Um, I was in a really crappy mood. Um, Struggled to sleep to the point. Um, I was 15 minutes late yesterday to my psychiatrist assessment. Managed to get there. The guy was, you know, uh, it's the best way to put this. I went in with a stereotypical thought. His name was Dr. Frederick Ng. Yep, double NG. So I automatically was under this presumption of, crap, here we go. This is going to drag like no fucking tomorrow. And it didn't. Surprisingly, this guy was really clued on, really quick. Asked a handful of questions. I answered them as best I could. Showed him the lump of steel. He had a freaking heart attack over that. Got through all the questions. He was really happy with it. And he can understand where I'm coming from with the depression and basically just wanting to get this all over and done with so that I can start focusing on myself. Focusing on getting better, trying to figure out what I'm going to do for work. But yeah, by the time I got home yesterday, I was just so fucking drained. I came straight home. I was supposed to go to the in-laws. I'm in the process of sorting out my partner's, my father-in-law, so I'm going to word it that way because it's fucking easy to do it that way. I'm sorting out his Xbox for his birthday present. We got him Call of Duty World War II or whatever the fuck it is. I haven't kept up with it. I think the last one I played was Black Ops 2 or 3 or whatever the fuck it was. And yeah, I just got really bored. At the moment, I'm playing Zelda, so I'm kind of trying to get used to this whole new system that they're doing. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. Dog was just absolutely driving me up the fucking wall. His heat spots from an incident that happened when my partner and I separated for a short time. I went out bush and was working in Fremantle at night as a milkman. Plain and simple. I was picking milk orders, loading them onto the trucks, getting in the car, hauling ass for 2 to 3 hours, all the way out bush to where I was living at the time. And then I'd get a few hours kip, and then I was out on the shearing sheds as a rouseabout. Absolutely enjoyed it. Surprisingly, there were a couple of farms where it was just they've given the sheep fucking green feed, and they just had fucking diarrhea and reek, and you go home and all you want to do is just sink a beer and have somebody get a high pressure hose and just hose you off because you can't be fuck scrubbing. And then go out drive down to Fremantle after a day in the shed to fucking go and do that. I was doing that 7 days a week almost. It worked out. I was doing almost 1,500 kilometres, 15,000, fuck. 1,500 kilometres a day in just driving. I'm just doing my head in because I've spent a lot of time on my own. And as I've stated in previous entries, being on my own is my worst. The worst thing that can happen to me because I overthink, I overanalyze. Being at home on my own, even with the dog, the cats when they decide to make an appearance, and my fish, I've actually got to do a major overhaul on my tank. yeah, I wasn't expecting to get those test results that I did from the test kit that my partner very lovingly bought me, where my nitrates were up through the roof. Anyone that's into freshwater aquariums, I currently have 2 red tiger Oscars and a couple of the little miniature albino catfish looking things. Originally, I had 3. One's fucking disappeared somewhere, so I'm assuming that either the tiger Oscars have eaten him, or he's fucking jumped out somewhere and I've just lost him. Either that or the cats. They're in a 3-foot aquarium. Ideally, I want to upgrade to a 6-foot with a sump so that I can control things a little bit easier. Maybe throw a few different varieties of other fish in there as well to just change the colour up a bit. Because anyone that's run fish, tiger Oscars are fucking pigs. They make me and my brother eating fucking pizza look like we are in a French restaurant. And yeah, my nitrate levels were fucking through the roof. I just about had a fucking heart attack. So I've got to get on top of that. Today I'm also working on what was my motorcycle. Because of no funds, I had to come to an ultimatum where I sold the motorcycle. I was struggling to put the helmet on with everything with my head. And just I didn't have time to go and do lessons. I still got my learners, and I still do intend to go and get my license. That's one dream that I'm working on. But with no money, kind of makes it a little bit hard. So that'll be something that I'll be looking at somewhat probably next year. But yeah, I'm working on the motorcycle because it's a Haosung GV250. So it's a little Korean cruiser. Absolutely beautiful ride when she wants to be. I rode it from Esperance back to Nollamara. I found an ad on Gumtree and told the guy if he could wait until Friday because that was when the train was heading down. I went down on my own and I rode it back on my own. Don't suggest doing that to anyone. That is illegal. I ended up being pulled over and done, and I copped a fine, and I didn't lose my license. I was very lucky. But yeah, I rode it back and she was absolutely wonderful for the majority of the ride. Then she developed this problem where she would just randomly stutter and then cut out. And I wasn't in gear, or I wasn't in an inappropriate gear. It's just. And then when my partner and I went on a cruise, and the brother-in-law was staying in the house looking after the animals for us, he was having trouble starting the bike. He claimed that it was the battery. I've since checked the battery. The battery's fucking fine. So I'm in the process of going through and having a look at all the wiring and the fuses. And I've been putting it off for a while because it just involved a hell of a lot more work than I really wanted to do. But I'm in a mood at the moment where I want to do something with my hands and feel useful. I had a few comments from friends and family that have watched some of the entries. Apparently that some of them are just very, very long. And I do apologise. As I said in the very beginning, this is just an outlet for me, so if I get rambling, I'm just going to keep going. And I did notice on the last video that the title screen was mistyped, so hopefully I'm going to have that sorted out for this one. But yeah, I'm still iffy with everything that's going on with work cover. I've got my psychologist next week, so I'm going to see her and I'll download to her what I've been doing, how I've been feeling, and just jumping on Facebook this morning, kind of came across that a friend of mine that he and I have known each other for 7 years, and had a bit of a giggle when I shared it and kind of put up a bit of a quirky story. Met him during a training period for Foxtel, which in Australia is our satellite TV type shit. And yeah, we picked up this job. The company itself was called Salmat. They work with Telstra and Foxtel and a few other mobs. The job I originally applied for was a sales rep in a shopping centre. Apparently, I didn't fit that criteria, so they had me on door to door. So I was door knocking. And unlike a lot of the other fucking people that were there, and a lot of them were fucking Indian, where they would try and force people to fucking buy, this bloke that I met is a fellow metalhead, fellow gearhead, as in motorsports, and he and I hit it off like a bat out of hell. He reminded me of the KFC lunches that we had a handful of times, and I just reminded him that it gave me the shits fucking every night that we had it. But it was good fun. I've known him now for 7 years. Him and his ex-wife looked after me during the period of me being separated from my wife. I helped them. They were expecting their first child, so he had no idea what the fuck was going on. So it was a bit of mutual. He'd help me out, and I'd guide him. And being a personal trainer as well, I was helping him lose weight, and during little spurts. And every now and then he'd take me out of the caravan that I was living in, and I'd spend the night there. His marriage fell to shit. Because she was just going to a whole nother level. I didn't expect it from her. Nice person to your face, but yeah, a few medical issues there. And he gets visitation with his two girls from her. He's engaged, and he's got a son now. So yeah, he's doing pretty well. So when I shared that, and we got talking, and then realised that it's been a long time. I haven't seen him since before his son was born. Yeah. From a phone call that I had with a friend from TAFE the other night, I kind of realised that I have cut myself off from just about everyone. I don't know whether it's because I'm not wanting to feel like a burden on anyone, or whether or not it's just me being stubborn and wanting to try and deal with this on my own, like I'm expected to. So yeah, interesting mood this morning. I'm going to try and do a video later on this afternoon, see how I'll get on. Try and make up for it. Also going to start looking at doing maybe live videos as well, and just getting an idea on how that shit works. And yeah, I will keep you guys posted. Until then, I will talk to you later.